Hi, my name is Marcus Warner. This is my snapshot study into turning farmyard manures into Bokashi compost. We run a mixed farming business here in Devon on a 180-acre county council holding with cattle, arable and poultry enterprises. We have always tried to fully utilise our manures into our arable cropping through top dressing in the spring and spreading before planting our crops. This is to try and reduce our reliance on expensive bought-in fertilisers. In 10 years we have not needed to apply any phosphate or potash. With an increasing amount of straw-based duck manure being produced on the farm, it's got me into thinking about how we could better utilise this and turn it into compost to make it a more user-friendly product, more evenly or a more even material to spread and apply. Composting helps to break down the straw and fibrous parts of the manure and make the nutrients more readily available to the growing crops. Bokashi is one method of composting which aims to reduce the amount of nutrients lost to the atmosphere through leaching, because the manure is covered with a plastic sheet. There are other methods of making compost aerobically, but this requires the manures to be returned mechanically every 6 to 8 weeks. This helps to break the material down, but it means a lot of nutrients are lost during the turning process. Bokashi should, through adding microbes and seashell, should help make a more even balanced product and increase the nutrient value of the material being spread. The microbes and seashell are added as we're about to muck the sheds out. Materials moved with a loader and trailer, heaped in the field, and then covered with a sheet to reduce the amount of rainfall being or the nutrients leach from it before the sheet is added. The manure was analysed before we removed it from the shed, and then we have a control heap and the sheeted heap, and then after 10 weeks we took samples to test to see how or to measure the nutrient values within the material. When you looked at the compost under the sheet, the Bokashi compost, it was dark and sticky, and the heap was still sort of double the size of the control heap, which had weathered. Yeah, as you can see here, the Bokashi compost is sort of dark and sticky. You can still see some of the straw within it, whereas on the control heap it has shrunk an awful lot more in size. Although it has started to break down, it has lost a lot of nutrients from it, which was proved in the test results. The test results proved that the Bokashi compost for nitrogen, phosphate, potash, magnesium, sulfur and calcium, all of those values were approximately 50% higher within the Bokashi compost when compared to the control heap that had been left out in the field for 10 weeks. Obviously the dry matter was a lot higher in the control heap, because obviously this had lost a lot of the moisture, hence why it's half the size when compared to the Bokashi, which has obviously been sheeted and therefore hasn't lost so much moisture. We found the Bokashi trial really fascinating, and hopefully when we spread it and apply it in the spring, the nutrient values that are a lot higher should help dramatically reduce our fertiliser requirements, and hopefully should be a lot more even product to apply, because it should break up a lot more evenly as it goes through the spreader. Thank you to the Farmers Charitable Trust for allowing me to do this study. I would encourage anybody to take part in applying for it. It's easy to apply for, and it's a fascinating way of looking at something and gaining some funding to look at researching a product into something that will help your business and maybe other businesses as well. Thank you.